afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We want to welcome you this afternoon to this dialogue. From wherever you're tuning in from, thank you for being with us. This afternoon, we are going to divert ourselves into a very interesting topic. But before we go there, I just want to let you know that this is the Banking and Financial Services Awareness Month. And the whole of November through to December, we have been running campaigns, slogans to make sure that we understand our money. And we've been getting through a slogan, "Your money can." And we're insisting that we should be money smart. Senteyo Esobola. The campaign is brought to you by the Uganda Institute of Banking and Financial Services, and of course, with collaboration of our very good strategic partners. And here I'm talking about the Central Bank of Uganda, who are our regulators and our supervisors, the Uganda Bankers Association, Financial Sector Deepening Uganda, and of course we are humbled. Our keynote speaker is a very big part of that fraternity. FITSPA is part of us, Uganda Insurance Association, and Summit Consulting. And of course, our platinum sponsors, Bank of Africa, who have made sure they take the lead in making sure we ramp up the music of knowing our money into our ears every now and then. This is the 9th webinar that we are having this month, and it's not going to be the last. Just to review a few that we have had, we had one talking about becoming better at our savings game. We had one to do with becoming good at personal financial management. We had one, savings as a tool to entrepreneurship. We also talked about money and family. These are very, very pertinent issues. We got in some technocrats to take us through how to strike a balance between savings and investment. We continued further, traditional modes of investment versus contemporary options. We had senior bankers take us through credit facilities, their terms and conditions. And the last one that we had was talking about early planning for a happy retirement. And you can see all these are meant to really drum up that message of making sure we be money smart and make sure we use our money in the most effective way for a prosperous society of ours. This afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, we are having a very good topic. And the topic is about technology. Technology is something that is with us, and we cannot do without it. And then also, since we're talking about money, we are going to divert so much into how technology and your money can work together, if at all they are going to work together. And with me to discuss this very high-profile topic and very pertinent one is someone that we love engaging when it comes to things to do with technology and financial services, for that matter. And that is none other than Mr. Joseph Sanjula Lutwama. And Joseph is currently the Director of Programs at Financial Sector Deepening Uganda. Mr. Lutwama is a financial markets and business strategy expert with a strong background in economics and research. Mr. Lutwama previously was Director Research and Market Development at the Uganda Capital Markets Authority. He does hold a Bachelor of Arts in Economics and French for beginners, and a Master of Arts in Economics and Planning from Makerere University. He has over 10 years experience in undertaking research and consultancy assignments focused on economic, business, and financial sector development. Dear ladies and gentlemen, allow me to let Mr. Lutwama first greet us, and we acknowledge that he's actually ready for us, and then I will carry on from there. Joseph, you're most welcome. Kindly say hi to the listeners and the viewers.
It's a pleasure to be with all of you this afternoon, and I look forward to a very engaging discussion about technology and your money.
Okay, now that we have heard his voice, please be pretty sure that we are going to have a very good engagement. As we continue through the discussion or dialogue, I would like to let you know that this presentation is running live on all our social media pages. And I would like you to follow through all our Twitter and Facebook pages. You can follow our Twitter handle. The hashtag is YourMoneyCan. Your money is one word, YourMoneyCan. You can also visit our web portal, www.yourmoneycan.or.ug. www.yourmoneycan, that is one word, .or.ug. Please feel free to use our Q&A platform on your screens, also in the chat room. My background team will be here to help us with those screens, such that we can have Joseph and any other person or myself be able to tackle them. Now, quickly, Joseph, just to bring up to speed with the topic this afternoon, I'll greet you again. Good afternoon. Welcome to the forum. And I'd also like to thank the organizers of this dialogue for letting me be here to host you. And I would like to thank them that I did not have to follow through the bureaucratic procedures at your workplace, if at all they are there, to disturb your PA for an appointment with you. But because of technology, we are comfortable seated wherever we are. In a minute, I'm going to let you run through the discussion. But the truth is that COVID has forced or coerced most of us to divert or use technology because most of the services have shifted there. I don't know whether that perception is correct for us to be forced. Why does it have to take us so long to realize the importance of technology, if at all it is there? Do we have to wait for a pandemic like this one? Do we have to wait for bad times to be able to be pushed? You know, why can't we be easily motivated to get onto the newest technologies that come along, especially when we're talking about managing our money or making money? And Joseph probably will help us understand this topic so well. I do not want to preempt your discussion, but we want to ask ourselves actually, how does technology affect our money? Is money technology itself, if we may ask? How has technology, for example, affected the way we use our money? These are some of the questions that the people listening in would want to tickle their minds about. How do we use technology to make money? Do we really have to reckon with the technology. It is a discussion that I know is going to be very interesting, and it's going to leave us with so many openings for us to be able to continue interacting even after we're gone. And allow me now to humbly request you to give us through your own experience, your professional experience, your expertise, and actually tell us how better we can leverage the technology. You're most welcome.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you can see my presentation.
Yes, we can see, it's clear.
So I'll quickly go through my presentation to allow enough time for discussion, because I know this must be a very interesting topic. I want to begin my presentation by just showing us an image of the evolution of money. You can see that we've come from far. We started out with barter trade, and now we are talking about cryptocurrency. So money has evolved over the years from barter to now what we call cryptocurrency. Of course, cryptocurrency is still a new phenomena, but it's a future. Today, as I speak, we are probably at the level of electronic money, which most of us are more familiar with now. In Africa, that's mainly mobile money. In the more developed countries, it is really the plastic cards or the electronic Visa cards. This is a depiction of how the different regions across the globe have evolved over time. You can see that Africa is still largely a cash-based economy. Technology has yet to have a strong footprint to drive money and money transactions, financial transactions. Only 1 out of every 4 transactions is electronic. The other 3 are actually cash. Of course, in the more developed countries, 7 out of every financial transactions are electronic. Increasingly, they are moving towards a cashless economy, driven entirely by technology. But you can clearly see that across the globe, the different regions in Asia, in Latin America, they're all moving towards a cashless economy, where our money will largely be driven by technology, where we no longer have to get into your pocket, physical pocket, pick out a note and make a transaction. All that to be done electronically. There are merchants, I'm sure you've heard about Amazon Go, where you walk into a retail shop and you don't have to cash out like we do in our normal supermarkets here. You go and pick whatever you have to pick on the shelf and you just walk out. As you walk out, money is deducted from your wallet. So that's where we're going. There are more developed countries, like you see, are almost there, but we are moving towards that direction. So this really gives you a snapshot of where we stand. You can see that mobile money is the most predominant form of money being used in Uganda. But I must say that most of that is cash, because rarely do we transact through our mobile money. Whatever money that we receive, we usually cash out the mobile money agent. The 2.5 billion transactions, you could clearly say that most of that is cash, because most of that is cashed out at the mobile money agent. So the bank checks, and what happens in the banking hall, you can see it does not anywhere compare with what actually happens in the market. Of course, largely driven by mobile money, but like I said, most of that is cash. And from your experience, you can know that we rarely buy things with mobile money. Even when we have money in our mobile wallets, we actually first go to the mobile money agent, cash out, and then we transact with cash. So we are still largely a cash-based economy, I must say. Technology is yet to have a strong footprint in terms of how we manage our money. So what are the opportunities technology presents? It presents convenience. With technology, it's now possible to access your money without having to go to a commercial bank and withdraw your money over the banking teller or over the counter. I can literally do all my transactions in the comfort of my home. And with e-commerce, I can be able to buy anything or sell anything in any part of the world without leaving my country or without leaving my home. We currently have all sorts of apps that can make it possible for you to access anything you desire from the comfort of your home. What has made that possible is technology. So gone are the days when I literally have to walk miles to the nearest shop and make a transaction. I need to go to town and buy things in a supermarket. I need to fly out. I need to send out I need to wait for someone who's going to America to buy something from the US. I can just go to Amazon now and buy anything I want from any part of the world, and they deliver it on my doorstep. So that is technology. The other opportunity that technology provides is big data. Technology now provides us an opportunity of digging deep or taking a deep dive in the lives, commercial and financial lives of those who use money. Because as you move money across the different electronic channels, your digital trails are tracked. They are kept and stored. And that data can be analyzed, and they can literally know so much more about your financial life, more than your mind or your brain could master. That has been made possible because of technology. In a cash environment, it's very difficult because my financial life really stays with me. The decisions I take are really left with me, because what happens is movement between my pocket and my hand and the person next to me. But with digital platforms, all that is actually stored and can be trailed and analyzed on the different platforms. Technology also makes it easier for us to track our expenses and income at a personal level, because you can go back to your phone, you can download your statement, mobile money statement, and you can literally know what you spent on what, where you're spending most money, where most money is coming from, and you can literally be able to create your own balance sheet, personal balance sheet. And also if it's a business, you can also create your own personal balance sheet without a lot of accounting experience. So it's a powerful tool that has really democratized financial management, that you don't necessarily need a professional accountant to know the state of your financial affairs. But it comes with challenges. And one of the challenges is cyber fraud. Technology is fast, is swift, but also that makes it easier for you to lose money. It's very difficult for you to lose 10 billion if all that money was stored in your store, in your home. People literally have to break into your home, bring trucks, load the money. By that time, you'll have called the police and they'll have grabbed the thieves. But with technology, billions or even trillions of $1 million can be wiped off your account in just seconds. I recall a situation when I was in Zambia and I was in a workshop. Within a space of a minute, I saw money leaving my account. First was 100K, another 100K. Before I know it, I'd lost 400,000. Just like that. It took me quite a bit to recover that money. But somehow I think they had hacked into my Visa account and they were able to access my account and steal all that money. But most recently, so fresh in our minds, the telcos and one of the leading banks and one of the leading consumer finance aggregators lost an estimated $3.2 million in a space, I think, of 72 hours. That's how fast you can lose money. The other challenge is financial mismanagement, or what I've called the debt trap. Because of convenience, ease of access, technology comes with a double edge. While it can make your life so easy, but it can also help you get into trouble easily. It removes most of the things that would have hindered you from making bad financial management decisions because you can easily access money. And we have seen this with digital credit, where you can access a loan in just under a minute without having entered into a banking hall, not interacted with the loan officer, and you can get money as easy as that. In fact, in some countries like Kenya, digital credit is usually driving bad vices like gambling, and people are really getting into financial debt. And according to a survey done by CGAP in Kenya and Tanzania, 1 out of every 2 Kenyans, and about the same for Tanzanians, report to have repaid their loan late. And if you look at the default rates, they are higher in Tanzania, with 3 out of every 10 Tanzanians reporting a loan default. That clearly shows you that most people took out this credit without clear, thorough thought of what they were doing because of the convenience, and ease of access that comes with technology. I don't know whether you can see this properly, but just to give you an international experience flavor, because of digital credit and technology, 8 out of every 10 American households hold some form of debt. And nearly 50% of households hold that in form of credit card debt. But you can see, recent statistics show that a third of all those people are in financial distress. This further shows you that because of ease of access, most Americans find themselves deep in debt, with high debt to income and leverage ratios across all wealth quartiles, apart from the highest. But all the other wealth quartiles, you can see very high debt to income ratios. And leverage ratios. The other key challenges that come with technology are data privacy, because a lot is left on the platform. Technology makes it easy to access and share your personal information. Even where laws exist, it's very difficult to enforce those laws, because technology makes it so easy and you can easily cover your tracks. The other thing which is more specific to countries like Uganda is infrastructure requirements. Technology requires massive investments in reliable and efficient telecommunications and internet infrastructure, which are not widespread in developing countries like Uganda. That's why technology-driven services are still inaccessible and expensive for many Ugandans, especially those in rural areas. Of course, we cannot discount the strides that we've made with mobile money, but all of you know how mobile money is very expensive. I can give you a personal experience. I do a lot of transfer of money from my bank account to my mobile money wallet, or even paying directly, but each transaction costs me a minimum of 3,000 Uganda shillings. That's quite high, especially if you're doing small transactions. And most of us are dealing in small transactions. Blockchain and the future of money. Blockchain is a principle it's a technology based on a principle of distributed ledger, as opposed to current system of centralized ledger. In simple terms, that means that with blockchain technology, we don't need to have a central database where we can keep all our financial records. We can take charge of all our financial records, and everyone can access them through what they call a blockchain. What that does, it is threatening the role of the central bank. Currently, the central bank has a sole role and responsibility of creating money and keeping a tab on the amount of money within the economy through the monetary policy. With the creation of cryptocurrencies based on the principle underlined by blockchain technology, that will no longer need it. The central bank will no longer be needed, because through the blockchain technology, they're able to create a currency, manage the circulation of that currency without a central authority. But the blockchain, that's a future. It's very interesting to see where that will lead us. Of course, many Ugandans already have access to cryptocurrencies through the different online cryptocurrency trading platforms. Though I must say that these are not regulated, and they are considered to be high-risk financial assets, because an investor in Uganda, unlike the traditional financial services, will have no regulatory costs in case they have a problem. In fact, recently, I think 2 years ago or 3 years ago, the Bank of Uganda issued a regulatory notice on the same, warning Ugandans not to invest in cryptocurrencies. But like any new thing, even mobile money started like that. But over time, it's now become part of our ecosystem. So only time can tell how far blockchain technology can take us with the future of money. I gave us some facts. Currently, a Bitcoin, which is one of the cryptocurrencies, is equivalent to approximately $9,000. You see, that's how the value has grown, over a period of 10 years. You've grown by almost 8,000 or so percent. But Bitcoin only accounts for 0.4% of the world's money. So it's still early days. You can only wait and see how this technology will take us into the future of money. As I conclude, what are the key takeaways? I have like 5. The first one is you need to be informed if you're going to be able to engage in digital financial services. If you're going to participate either as a consumer or as a player. For the consumer, I can only say that an informed investor is a protected investor. Digital financial assets are very complex, and yet they're easy to access. And therefore, they increase the risk of fraud and making the wrong financial decision. Therefore, it's always important that you educate yourself about these products, or you seek out for professional financial advisors. Unfortunately, that's not a very popular culture in Uganda. We really want to seek out for financial advice. But with these products, like I said, you can lose your money in under a second, and your entire lifetime fortune is lost like that. That requires you to seek out professional advice before you engage in this business. For the digital financial services players, if there are any on the platform, in a world where we were increasingly not able to meet face-to-face with the person providing us a product. We're used to going into the supermarket. We're used to going to our traditional markets, and we can see who is providing us a service. But on your phone, on your computer, you're transacting with someone so many miles away from Uganda. You've never met them. You don't know how they look like. That's what shatters everyone's confidence when they think about making transactions online or using technology. It takes away your control over your money. So one of the things that will drive adoption in the face of such uncertainty is for service providers to understand their customers' needs, understand their fears, so that you can design more customer-centric user interfaces, technology user interfaces, and user experiences. So that there's almost, you provide a service that's closer to the face-to-face experience. Of course, you can never achieve that 100%, but that should be the goal, to give the customer confidence. And that's what's going to drive the adoption of these digital financial products. Regulators, policymakers on the platform, you need to become more responsive and adaptive to the ever-changing technological landscape. So digital transformation needs to become a part and parcel of your strategies and plans. Otherwise, you're going to be left behind. And yet you're supposed to be the gatekeepers. So that will require policies, laws, regulations, and the institutional structure of regulators to be reviewed so as to create a more conducive environment for digital financial services. So ladies and gentlemen, with those few words, I would like to open up the floor or the platform so that we can engage further on this interesting subject of technology and your money. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And if I had everyone here present, I would request them to give you a round of applause. I can do that myself on their behalf. That was very pertinent and straight to the point. As I give you a minute or so to take a breather, we are going to run a poll for about 2 minutes, and I'll request the participants online to kindly participate in the poll that is going to run in 2 minutes from now as Joseph gets ready for a few questions. That's the poll there for you, just 2 minutes. And kindly take charge of the screens and have the poll answered such that we can continue. But as we go along, I would like to remind you and thank you for joining us. Remember, this webinar is brought to you by the Uganda Institute of Banking and Financial Services through the Financial Services Awareness Month, and under the theme or the campaign, Your Money Can, Be Money Smart, Centeyo Esobola. Joseph has taken us through very pertinent issues, and I'm sure we should have those questions coming in. I'm sure if you don't have any, you will leave them in the chat room or on our social media platforms or emails, and of course, Joseph, wherever he will be able to answer. But as I try to rewind or summarize what he has said, I'd like to also remind you that these webinars are also brought to you by the members of the Uganda Bankers Association, and therefore most of the financial institutions in this country belong to that association, and therefore we're really happy and humbled, and we thank the team leaders and the team captains for letting us be able to have this dialogue that has been running on since the month of November started. I would also like to use this opportunity to also let you know that this is the Digital Financial Literacy Week, and we'll have a summit coming up this Friday, starting at 8:30 a.m. Under the theme, Delivering Inclusive Financial Services Using Technology. Okay, as of course the poll goes on, Joseph, this is for you. I know you can also go through it through the chat room, but I can read it out here. This is from Ms. Namirembe Juliana. And she's saying that thank you for the insightful discussion, Joseph. And she's asking, or she's commenting that given that BOU came out and warned the public from investing in cryptocurrencies, yet it's a mode of investing in money, what would be your advice as an expert in this area? Actually, I also received another one in my inbox. I don't know why he didn't go to the chat room, but that's okay. It's also similar to the cryptocurrency. You know, this is an area that is of too much interest because, and also very complex, if I may add that. Someone actually saying also here, how can we trust the cryptocurrencies if the central bank is threatening, in quotes, threatening us not to get involved? Those are the two questions about cryptocurrencies. Then also I have one here that has come in. Someone is saying that this is Joseph Mobiru. Okay, he says that how can we protect our money from fraudsters or cyber fraud, like you discussed earlier, especially for the elderly. We have so many technological things that are coming up, and we are also making sure our elders are part of the technology or changing trends. But how safe can we protect our elderly from cyber fraud? Then lastly here that I have is, how do you use technology to make money? We're talking about money, so how do you use technology to make money? Okay, so Joseph, maybe I can let you try and tackle those as we wait for others if they are to come in. Thank you.
Very interesting questions. Cryptocurrencies are a new phenomena. Everyone is trying to understand what they are. Of course, the market is always ahead of the regulator. For a long time, mobile money was active and was not regulated until guidelines were put in place. And it was not until this year that now we have a fully fledged law to regulate mobile money. 20 years down the road, that shows you how regulators and government trails innovations. But that said, because we're in a global village, it's very difficult for you to stop people from transacting in some of these products because you can easily access them on the web. But what I can say is, I wouldn't really encourage someone to invest in cryptocurrencies. If you're to invest in cryptocurrencies, you must be willing to lose all your money. So it's not something where you invest your pension. It's not something where you invest your lifetime savings. It's like a gambling, actually. You don't have regulatory costs. You don't have insurance like you have with the banking products, or like what you have investor protection fund with investment products in the capital markets. You don't have that safety net. So for a novice in financial matters, I would encourage you to stay clear of cryptocurrencies. It's for people who are ready to lose money and who are in the game of losing money while making money. So if you shudder at even losing a shilling, you should not play the cryptocurrency game. That's my piece of advice. How do we protect our money from fraud? Like I said in my conclusion, knowledge is the best protection. An informed investor is a protected investor. It is your knowledge that will protect you from fraud. But we cannot all be wise, And that's why there's a place for financial advisors. Financial advisors are not very common in Uganda. It's not a common phenomenon in Uganda because we're not used to seek advice on financial matters. You want to go make your money and surprise everyone with the latest tea. Now, you cannot do that in this technological world, where you can lose your money in just a second. What you thought was going to be a surprise may actually turn out a nightmare. And that's why most people who lose money in most of these technological frauds, they don't want to come out and report the fraudsters because they don't want to be seen by many that they were foolish. Because people will say, but how could you invest all that money? So most people just keep quiet. And that's why it has become a big challenge for regulators to follow up fraud in those technological scams. I think Telex Free, we have most of these you probably know. Some of us probably on this platform have lost money in those scams. And I bet you very few of us had the courage of even going to the police because we don't want to be seen that we are foolish. So be informed. If things are complicated, seek advice before you make any decision. Then how do you use technology to make money? The greatest value technology provides is the ability to track your expenses and your income. I'm sure there has been a webinar about financial management. There's so many tools out there that technology has made and provided for us that you can do all sorts of analysis in terms of return on your investments, in terms of your net worth. Very simple tools that don't need to be an expert for you to know your net worth. And all this you can easily download for free on your smartphone. And if you decide to do all your transactions through your mobile wallet or through your bank, at the end of the month, you can use those tools to calculate the state of your financial affairs and do an income statement and you do a balance sheet. It's amazing. We do these things for where we work, but we struggle to do them for our own personal lives. And this also goes to business owners. Technology has made it so easy for you to balance your books of accounts or to create your books of accounts because there's so many tools out there, especially if you're running all your transactions through either an online platform or through your mobile wallet or through your bank. You can all be able to do all this analysis without much expertise. What that will do is help you to manage your money wisely. And there's no better way to make money than managing your money wisely. So that's what I can say for the third question.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Joseph, for those good answers. I'm very certain and hopeful that Juliana has gotten her answer correct. And Joseph and the others that asked, we shall keep on waiting for other questions if they are coming in. And if they're not, then we should be able to try and wrap up. But in the meantime, I will request if we can have our poll results. But before we go, there is one that has come in here from Jacob Sendaula. He's thanking you so much for the discussion and for the knowledge you have shared this afternoon. Is still about cryptocurrency. He's saying, what is your thought on regulation of cryptocurrency as a strategy to curb fraud, and how can this be done? I think you tried to answer that, but in case you have anything to add on, you can chip in again, dear Joseph.
Of course, blockchain technology promises to be one of the safest technologies to guard against fraud. And those that promote it will tell you that it's far much better than legacy systems that we currently have. That is yet to be proven because blockchain technology is not more than 20 years. It's being tested. But if indeed its promise is what it is, increasingly we will see more transactions going through blockchain technology due to the fact of the safety that it provides. That is as far as fraud is concerned. Blockchain technology also requires regulation because markets left to themselves is never a guarantee that they always act in the interest of the general public. However much they promise that they're operating in the interests of the general public, you always need a third party who will provide the checks and balances for any market failures, market imperfections that may arise, even for technologies where you would think that they will act in the best interests. And that's why until the regulators fully understand this technology, they keep advising the public to only invest at their own risk. Yeah, so that's what I can say at the moment.
Okay, thank you so much, Jacob. Certain that you have your answer, and want to thank Joseph for giving us the correct answers because he's the technical person, but he still says that we need to seek more information before we make those money decisions, especially when dealing with things like cryptocurrencies that seem to be very complex, not the usual simple accounts or books of accounts that we look out for. Okay, as we wait for a few others, I would like to remind you that this show is brought to you by the Uganda Institute of Banking and Financial Services in collaboration with our strategic partners. And I will remind you who they are. Bank of Uganda, our regulators, of course, Uganda Bankers Association, FSDU, and we are happy and humbled that Joseph is a very big part of that. FITSPA, Uganda Insurance Association, and Summit Consulting Limited. To note, our platinum sponsor is Bank of Africa, Uganda. We want to thank the team leader and the team leaders of all our financial institutions for supporting us in this course. I'm just reminding you that This is our 9th webinar. We have been having so many others since the month began, and we shall continue with a few until we close the campaign in a few days to come. But as we wait for more questions, I would like probably maybe to say that what Joseph was saying, that is that we can manage our money using technology, because technology has all these apps, very easy apps for us to use. We don't have to be technical. We don't have to be certified accountants, do simple balance sheets or financial statements. And it's therefore saying that by managing money, you are actually making money, because you cannot make money if at all you don't have means of managing what you have actually made. So we need to be money smart. Center ya Fesobola. Let's make sure that we look out for all these interesting talks and information from our respective technical people around us. Okay, I'm still looking through the chat room to see whether we have any other questions. Maybe we don't. I will request our backroom staff to help us with the poll that we put out earlier, if it is ready. Then also, someone is reminding or probably requesting that is it possible for you to share the presentation? And of course, that one, I'm very sure the Institute will handle that. And as long as you have tuned in, you will surely have that information shared. Joseph, I'm very sure that is public information.
Yes, it is.
Yes, yes, it is. So there shouldn't be a problem with that. Okay, so here is the poll. The poll results. We did ask a few questions, and we wanted to find out how you fare in terms of technology usage. And the first question was about age. What's your age? And the majority of the people present this afternoon, 46 plus. Joseph, that is a good one. The elderly are trying to go with the times, no running away from the changes. But of course, it is not true that technology is for only the young. We also have to fall in line. So 32%, 46 plus, 36 to 45, 29%, 26 to 35, 32%, and of course 15 to 25, 7%. We want to thank them for being on our platform and joining us. The second question was, has technology affected the way you use money, positively or negatively? And 96% say yes. I would like to believe positively, because what Joseph has just shared is something for us to take home really. The third question from the poll: what challenges have you encountered while using technology? We asked you, is it fraud, difficult in the in interface with the technology or the apps, accessibility, or any others? And Joseph, the biggest answer here, or the highest answer, is that 29% of those present here actually have encountered a challenge of fraud. Fraud seems to be the biggest vice that is running around these tech-savvy environments. And from expertise and information, we shall try as much as possible to learn how best we can keep our money safe. Number 4, we were inquiring, what opportunities have you gained through the use of technology? Was it marketing your products online? Was it networking, employment opportunities, or any others? And Joseph, I'd like to tell you that 50% of the people present this afternoon are saying that technology has really helped them to network. But I hope the networking is doing wonders. And if you network, of course, therefore, we shall have more employment opportunities, shall have better markets for our products and any other positive. So thank you very much for joining the poll. Those were our quick answers, and we want to thank you for being a part of it. Joseph, before we go, maybe you can give us your parting shots, and then we can try to conclude and summarize in case we don't have any other last question.
And all I can say is, whatever you do, make sure you're informed, because that's your only sure way of protecting yourself against the pitfalls of technology, but that's also your only sure way of maximizing the opportunities that come with technology.
Okay, thank you very much. Loud and clear. Thank you for sparing your time. A very busy schedule, but like I said, you lose nothing by sharing this very important information. And we're humbled and want to thank the organizers of this for letting us get into a busy schedule, skip all the procedures of meeting you in person, and have you at your home and be able to talk to us. I want to thank you very much. And I will do the clapping on behalf of everyone online. Thank you for being with us. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, as we try to sign out, I would like to quickly summarize what Joseph has discussed for us. And in a nutshell, he has answered a few questions that we started with. First, he has answered the question of how does technology affect our money? If you follow the discussion, I'm very certain that question was answered. He has answered the question, is money technology? And we got to know how money is actually technology, or technology is actually money. He has also answered the question of how has technology affected the way we use our money, and through the different options of setting up reminders, doing budgeting, going paperless, tracking investments, all those are ways of how we have used technology to manage our money. And then also he concluded by answering the question of how do you use technology to make money? Of course, we said you can use technology to make money by expanding on your networks, like you answered in the poll, and also selling your products online, to mention but a few. So I want to thank you very much for being a part of this. And before we sign out, I want to remind you that the campaign is still running on. Our campaign slogan is Your Money Can Be Money Smart. Your money can be money smart. Let that slogan keep with you as you go into the festive period. Christmas is here, but make sure you are money smart, especially when it comes to Christmas spending, because Christmas is just here and the year has to continue. We have had a very turbulent year. Incomes have gone, businesses have been lost, but we have to make sure that we get on board, and we are here to use technology to try and get on board, and therefore we have to make sure we are money smart. Sente Yafe Esobola. So get in touch with us. Of course, our Twitter handle has been the hashtag YourMoneyCan. Our web portal, www.yourmoneycan.or.ug. www.yourmoneycan.or.ug. That is our web portal. On this web portal, there is everything that this campaign is all about. There is more to all the discussions we've been having since we started are all in there. It has a platform for you to give us comments, share with us your views, your experiences, everything in there. We have to make sure we help each other, help ourselves to be able to make our money look as smart as we are. A special thank you goes to our sponsors again, and I'll read them now again for the very last time. Bank of Uganda, Uganda Bankers Association, Financial Sector Deepening Uganda, Uganda Insurance Association, Summit Consulting Limited. Those are our strategic partners. Our platinum sponsors, Bank of Africa Uganda, with the other sponsors that included EcoBank, Equity Bank, KCB Bank, Absa Bank Uganda, EFC Uganda, Finca, Equity Bank, I think I mentioned that, Pride Microfinance, Ugaford, Stanbic, Opportunity Bank, Bank of Baroda, Bank of India, BRAC Uganda, Housing Finance Bank, Centenary Bank, and Diamond Trust Bank. Thank you very much, our team captains of these financial institutions, for spearheading these discussions. As I sign out, ladies and gentlemen, I want to remind you that we shall be having a Digital Financial Literacy Week, and the summit is coming up this Friday, starting at 8:30 a.m. under the theme, Delivering Inclusive Financial Services Using Technology. And we shall delve so much into security or safety, efficiency, and client centricity. From me, Lambert Trusoke, who has been your host, and from Joseph Lutama, the man who has been in the middle of technical things, we want to thank you very much for being with us. Thank you for being here. Continue following us on all our platforms. I want to wish you a nice evening. Please be money smart, your money can, center your soul. Good evening.
It's a pleasure.
Your money can enable you to live a better life only when you budget and save before you spend. Act now. Learn how to manage your income and expenditure correctly at the Banking Financial Services Awareness Month. Meet the financial experts. Learn how to deal with financial hardships like those caused by COVID-19. Be money smart. Be part of the Banking and Financial Services Awareness Month. Visit www.yourmoneycan.or.ug. Brought to you by the Uganda Institute of Banking and Financial Services, UIBFS.